Hey there, this is Shawn Richter from the Marvel Report. I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada at Amazing Comic-Con Las Vegas 2018. And I am here with Mr. Louis Tan, who us Marvel fans know as Shatterstar from the Deadpool 2 movie. Louis, how you doing today?
Very, very well. Fun environment, electric environment.
All right. So one thing, I'm a fan, okay? I'm here to report on the con, but I'm a huge fan of anything Marvel. And I always like to get the actor's point of view. Like, is this your first comic convention, or have you been to others?
No, I went to Comic-Con San Diego.
Okay.
When I was doing Iron Fist.
Okay.
So another Marvel property, but a different universe.
Yep.
And so yeah, that was my first time, and I had a wonderful experience. And this is a great con too. You know, everybody. I think Marvel fans are probably the best fans in the world as far as their engagement, and then Deadpool Marvel fans are like one step above that.
Deadpool, like Deadpool himself, Deadpool Marvel fans are just a little bit crazy.
They're a little crazy, but I love them. I love
yes.
crazy people. They're interesting. They're fun.
They're not boring for sure. So let's talk about your career. So you're an actor, but you're also a stuntman. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? There, and how did you get into both?
That's a funny question. I would say it all happened at the same time.
Okay.
Martial arts has been in my family for many years. My father was a national champion martial artist. My father also was a fight choreographer. He worked with Tim Burton on Batman. He worked with Spielberg on Indiana Jones. He's been in the game a long time. I've grown up around cinema, and I grew up learning about cinema and falling in love with being on set. So it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to do martial arts, or I'm going to do stunts, or I'm going to follow acting. I was training in theater, and I was doing martial arts, and I was competing at the time, and I love it all. But I just love cinema, and now this has transpired from that, you know. So there was no like this came first or this came second. It all happened at once, and I hope to continue that movement, that forward movement, with doing all of it. Yeah.
So we're here talking today because you're Shatterstar in Deadpool 2, but I'm a little fascinated by the stunt work, to be honest with you. So tell me some interesting stuff that you've done as a stuntman.
I've done a ton of stuff. I mean, you know, one of the craziest stunts I ever did was Scotty Waugh, who directed Act of Valor, called me up. He knew I snowboarded, and he's like, hey, how good are you at snowboarding? I'm like a 7 out of 10. And he goes, okay. He's like, how would you feel about snowboarding behind a moving train? I was like, sign me up.
How do you turn that down?
Sign me up. So I did a thing for Mountain Dew where I snowboarded into a subway station, down the stairs, and a train came, and at the same time they threw me a wakeboard rope.
Now this isn't like a CGI train.
No CGI, nothing, all real. God. I caught the rope, jumped off onto the rails on a snowboard, got pulled by the train until I had to let go.
Wow, now I feel like I need to go home and look that up on YouTube. Am I going to be able to find that online somewhere?
Mountain Dew train boarding.
Seriously, I want to see that. That sounds badass.
Mountain Dew train boarding.
Awesome.
I mean, that's one of the craziest ones, but I've done a lot of stuff, and you know, I specialize in martial arts. I feel like martial arts it's very close to acting. It's a form of expression. And when you have an actor in a show that is an action show, now I get to fully express it in my emotion and in my physicality.
Right.
So I don't like having a stunt double. You know, I like to do everything that I can and I'm allowed to do.
Tom Cruise style.
Right. Exactly.
He's probably a big inspiration to you, I would imagine.
He is an inspiration. Jackie Chan, Tom Cruise. These guys are, you know, opened up all the doors for that type of genre, and I think the fans really respect and like when people do that. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Especially when it comes to action. You don't have to cut around me. You don't have to put me in a silhouette. You don't have to, you know, the camera can be on my face the whole time, and a lot of people don't understand how much work goes into doing these action scenes, how tired you are every day. You got to get up in the morning at 5 a.m. and go do it again, you know, so.
You've got a rogue fly coming through here. I don't know, is that, might be some, is there a Marvel villain that's a fly? I'm not sure. I know there was The Fly.
Yeah, there was The Fly.
That was a great movie, but not sure. Yeah, he's great in everything.
Stay out of my interviews.
So let's go back to when you first got the role as Shatterstar. Were you already a big Marvel or superhero fan? Had you seen the first Deadpool movie?
Huge fan.
Okay.
Huge Deadpool fan. Deadpool is one of my favorites. As far as I would say, Deadpool and Wolverine are my two favorite characters. Right.
There they are, right there. Right there with you.
Oh, I didn't see the Wolverine.
Captain America's #1 for me, but these guys are 2 and 3. I'm not even sure in what order, but I love those guys.
Too. Yeah, but those are my two favorites. And David Leitch, you know, he knows my family, he knows me, and he called me up. He's like, I think that, you know, I have something for you, and I can't tell you what it is, but it's part of this movie, Deadpool 2. I said, say no more. Whatever you need me to do, I will do, and I will do it immediately.
Yeah.
For a shot at that. So yeah, I'm just grateful to be around a good crew and a good team, and I would have done anything for it. I would have laid on the floor. Maybe not, but
yeah, you don't need to continue on that one because if you laid on the floor with Ryan Reynolds around in a Deadpool suit, Lord only knows.
Who knows what would happen with Ryan. But no, I'm just grateful to be a part of it, and it was like a family. It really felt like a family. It was a good environment. I mean, it's such a high-profile movie, but it's all secretive. But
yeah, on
set it was fun, and it was loose, and we had a great time.
I'm excited to watch. I'm a big fan of the blooper reels in these movies when they come out. I'm really excited to see what the heck is going to happen in the blooper reel in Deadpool 2, because I can only imagine what that set was like.
It was incredible. I mean, like Ryan Reynolds is so good at what he does, especially with this role.
It's him.
It's him.
Yeah.
It's very similar to Hugh Jackman in Wolverine. You will never see anybody else be able to play that like that. And he comes up with, there could have been 20 different Deadpool scripts, because he has new stuff all the time. He's just constantly improvising. So
yeah. Well, and Deadpool has the whole breaking the third wall thing and the pop culture references.
Right.
So you could keep making those movies and keep them current, because he's referring to stuff that's going on in our real world.
And from what I understand, they were changing the script up until the last minute. So,
yeah. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. Probably at Ryan. I just envision like Ryan Reynolds sitting around just kind of running the whole show, like and everybody just staying out of his way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, that's how they made the joke so relevant and so modern. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunately, your character kind of meets an early demise. I'm going to assume that you were kind of saddened by that. You know, there was a high wind warning that day. I'm not sure if you got the memo, but
Peter told us.
You should have listened to Peter. He's putting on the sunblock, safety first.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty phenomenal what they did and how they did it and how they pulled this off.
Yeah.
But it's just frustrating because one, everybody wants to see Shatterstar tear some stuff up with the swords.
Yeah.
I get that every day. I get hundreds of messages every day talking about that, and I want to show the fans that as well. So
yeah.
We're hoping that there'll be more in X-Force.
So is there, are there any, like, was anything that you shot cut? Like, was there a scene where you were fighting and you were badass, but it just didn't make it into the movie, or?
Killed a bunch of guys on a car, on the top of like a truck.
Okay, because you waited for the wind advisory to go away.
Yeah,
in that cut,
landed,
and you all landed safely.
Yeah, in an alternate universe, or alternate timeline that happened. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that you saw, some of it in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't get in the final cut of the film. So, yeah, we're hoping that there's more of that, because I'm ready to do it. So.
Well, the interesting thing is, of course, at the end of the movie, Deadpool goes back and he pretty much like almost undoes the whole movie.
Yes,
we were just talking about that before we sat down. Like, they could kind of go anywhere with the next movie.
Right, exactly. And he saved Peter, so, you know.
I want to see Shatterstar and Peter do like a team up.
It has to happen, and even the back and forth between, you know, Shatterstar and Deadpool, how Deadpool feels about him, how he's kind of jealous and this and that. It's funny.
Yeah. Well, because you do everything that he does better, so
it's hilarious.
I feel like
it'd be a lot of fun.
I feel like maybe Deadpool didn't really want to see you do things better than him.
But there's one. But two, it's like if you brought him back, maybe Shatterstar would be a little more humble about it, you know, because he saved his life.
Maybe he learned something. I don't know.
Maybe.
So here's a question for you, which we were also talking about just before I sat down. At the end, Deadpool does go back and saves Peter. He doesn't really save anybody else. So do you have a comment about that? Like, dude, I mean, you could have come back and saved all of us, but, you know.
He could have and he should have, you know. He was being a bit of a dick in that sense, right? So
exactly.
He's just paying it back. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we see more of it. The fans really want it, so hopefully we see more.
Or maybe in Deadpool 3 we find out that he did really save all of you guys, but we only really saw him save Peter. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
you all right with that?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have time to show everything in the end credits, you know. It's assumed. It's assumed.
Yeah. Well, I'm really hopeful that we get to see your cutscene on the Blu-ray and see you in some action.
Awesome.
And kicking ass. Anything else that you want to talk about that you're currently working on? Where are we going to see you next?
Well, I mean, if you're like most fans and you're upset that you didn't get to see me tear stuff up with a sword, you know, as Shatterstar, yeah, there's an AMC show called Into the Badlands.
Okay.
We're on season 3. I played the new lead in season 3, and there's a ton of fighting with Master Didi, who did Kill Bill and The Matrix, choreographed these fight scenes, and they're phenomenal. So you can check that out on AMC.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's been great talking to you today. Nice to meet you. Continued success.
Love your shirt. Thank you, guys.
All right. Take care.